ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We pray all gods and goddesses that let us have that strength to hear all things which are auspicious with our ears. While engaged in sacrifices, may we see auspicious things with our eyes, seeing divinity everywhere, hearing everything divine. While praising gods with steady limbs, may we enjoy a life that is beneficial to gods in tune with nature. And seeking blessings from all the gods and goddesses, Indra, the Lord of gods in heaven, Bhushan, the supremely rich, all-knowing God of earth, Garuda, as Vayu, the fast-moving, removing all evils, Brihaspati, the teacher of Indra, and all gods to ensure our welfare. That's the meaning of this Shanti mantra. So, the Mandukya Upanishad starts with beautiful first shloka. Om ityetadaksharamidam sarvam. Please repeat. Om ityetadaksharamidam sarvam tasyopavyakyanam bhutam bhavat bhavishyaditi sarvamokara eva yacchānyatrikālātītam tadapyonkara eva sarvam hetad brahma ayamatma brahma soyamatma chatushpat jagarithasthanaha bahishpragnaha saptanga ekona vimshati mukaha sthula bhuk vaishwanaraha prathama padaha swapnasthanaha antah pragnaha saptanga ekona vimshati mukaha pravivikta bhaktaijasah dvitiyah padaha yatra sukto na kanchana kamam kamayate na kanchana swapnam pashyate tat sushuptam sushupthasthana ekibhutaha prajnanaghanaha evanandamayaha jnanandabhuk tejomukaha prajnaha trutiyah padaha yesha sarveshwaraha yesha sarvajnaha yeshontaryami yesha yonihi सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्ययो हि भूतानां नान्तप्रज्ञं न बहिष्प्रज्ञं मोभयतप्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञं नाप्रज्ञम् अदृश्यम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यम् अलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेश्यम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारम् प्रपञ्चोपशमम् शान्तं शिवम् अद्वैतम् चतुर्थं मन्यन्ते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः सोऽयमात्मा अध्यक्षरम् ओंकारः अधिमात्रम् पादामात्रा मात्राश्च पादा अकार उकारो मकार इति जागरितस्थानः वैश्वानरोकारः प्रथमा मात्रा आप्तेरादिमत्वात् आप्नोति ह वै सर्वान् कामान् आदिश्च भवति य एवं वेद स्वप्नस्थानस्तैजसः उकारः द्वितीया मात्रा उत्कर्षात् उभयत्वात् उत्कर्षति ह वै ज्ञानसन्ततिं समानश्च भवति न अस्य ब्रह्मकुले भवति य एवं वेद सुषुप्तस्थानः प्राज्ञः मकारः तृतीया मात्रा मितेरपीतेर्वा मिनोति ह वा इदगम् सर्वम् अपीतिश्च भवति य एवं वेद अमात्रश्चतुर्थः अव्यवहार्यः प्रपञ्चोपशमः शिवः अद्वैत एवमोङ्कार आत्मैव संविशति आत्मनात्मानं य एवं वेद इति माण्डूक्योपनिषदि समाप्ता। We have seen that the Vedas is a repository of the whole knowledge base of the whole creation. We have the Gnanakanda and the Uttarakanda. Uttamimamsa and Puramimamsa. Gnanakanda refers to the Upanishads. I call this the science of Vedas. So, the Upanishad deal with two subjects. One is search for reality, another is search for happiness. Modern science also has been in this process to get at reality. So the modern science has completed the investigations of the physical world over the 400 years. Now it is trying to move beyond to understand the subtle and causal dimensions of this creation. Whereas our Upanishads completed the study fully thousands and thousands of years back. What did we find? Search for reality. Modern science has understood that everything in the physical world is made out of molecules, molecules made of atoms, atoms made of protons, neutrons, fundamental particles. They're all made out of packets of energy. Also, in modern science, we have understood that everything is governed by the Newton's laws of motion at the normal speeds. But when you go to extremely high speeds, then you have to have the quantum mechanics, theory of relativity. Therefore, we understood everything about this physical world. Therefore, we have been a big success, putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, infectious and contagious diseases, very sophisticated surgeries, everything we have been a big success. But science is moving further, understanding there's something like prana, what do we call that? Mind, emotions, intellect, consciousness, and so on. In search of reality, what did our ancient masters found? The Upanishad, what they find? They find, so the entire creation, the body, we can call, is in a continual flux of changes. The word for creation is Jagat, Srishti. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya forms. And the unchanging entity called self at the base of all changing. So, in search for reality and quest for happiness, the Upanishads fathom the entirety. And the methods for getting that are called as the prakriyas. So, this is the methodology of the Upanishads. First, you hear, okay, it says that you are not just this physical body. You have 4 more bodies. It says that this world that you are seeing, the physical world, is not the total. It's only the gross jagat. There are 4 more layers. They're called as the panchakoshas. This is what is said. This is the hypothesis. Then you start thinking about how this is possible. I don't see anything other than 4 bodies. I see only the body, the physical body. How can you say that 4 more bodies are there? You start asking, cogitating, questioning every hypothesis. This is what in science also we do. You hypothesize, then you ask questions. Then you set up an experiment. You conduct the experiment. Hydrogen, oxygen forming water. How is it? Go to the lab and do that. Similarly, then the experimentation is to be done, called nididhyasana. Upanishad called that as nididhyasana or tapas. That's the experimentation. So you conduct the experiment. It may take long time, it may take short time, depending on your capacity of doing things. Some experiments in science is very fast. Some experiments take years together. So, depending on the time, nididhyasana gives you a solution. Oh, hydrogen, oxygen, yes, it gives you water. Then, this had to be conducted by different people in different centers, multi-centric trial. Similarly here, nididhyasana, you have found something. But somebody else also should do the same thing, should get the same result. And they should do in different parts of the country. And they should get multi-centric trials. Then, if you get the same result, you put it as inference. That's called jnana. The result of nididhyasana is jnana. By doing the experimentation, you understand, as I am not this body, I got 4 more bodies. Whatever has been told in the Shavana has been proven. Then it becomes jnana. Then understanding or just an experience will not do. That experience has to be stabilized and has to be set in our life. In science, we understand everything is there, then we apply it for various conditions. But it doesn't change our lives. But here, in yoga, in spirituality, it should change your life. You should live that life of continuous pure consciousness. Mind in that silence, called Jivan Mukti, Jivan Neva Mukti. So Arjuna asked that question, what is that state? It's called Sthita Prajna. The Prajna should get stabilized, but you may learn and you may forget it. No, it should become part of your 24/7 life. Then it is Sthita Prajna. Then you fathom higher dimensions of consciousness. That's advanced Gnana Yoga, in which you fathom the laws of the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, and live them. So you understand that you can change your body. The body can be made very small, it can be made very big. It can go with tremendous speed of mind. Do we have examples? That is the grandeur in our country. Not only a big character like Hanuman, who had all these Ashtasiddhis. We had many, many great masters who came to our country again and again. There's Santa Gnandev from Maharashtra. There's Swaminarayan from Gujarat. There's Shankaracharya from Kerala. Large number of Siddhas from Tamil Nadu. And host of Fatehko masters from Madhya Pradesh. Lahari Mahashaya, Yukteswar Giri from West Bengal. And Parshuram from Northeast. And from the Northwest we had Guru Nanak. Such great masters who came, who were able to demonstrate and live that life of totality. That's advanced Gnana Yoga. And finally, when they leave the body, they merge with the totality, they become one with that pure consciousness. This is the whole journey of the Gnana Yoga that our ancient masters had unraveled. Whereas modern science has unraveled the structure and laws of this physical universe, understanding everything is energy, classical and quantum mechanics as the laws. Like in the body, we understand anatomy and physiology of the body, like that. So, what are the laws that govern them? Our ancient masters found. That's a trifold law. And what is the entire creation made of? There are two models. One is everything is made out of chitta. According to Patanjali, everything is nothing but chitta. Pramana Viparya Vikalpa Nidra Sprutayaha are the 5 modifications of the mind, it says. Whereas in Prashnaparan it says everything is nothing but prana. Prana has manifestations everywhere. There are 2 models given there. So what are the laws that govern them? Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, the trifold law of universe. So this is the ever-changing dimension of reality. Everything is changing and changing and changing. In the body, every day billion cells get created, a billion cells get destroyed. Therefore, by the time you came here, all our bodies are completely changed. So, the cosmic law of creation is given the name Brahma. The cosmic set of laws which bring the balance is called as Vishnu. The laws that govern destruction is called Maheshwara. So these are the names of the 3 laws, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And this is the Trinity, the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. And that which is beyond is called Brahman. That's pure consciousness beyond Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, which is unchanging reality. So, this is the Panchakosha, Jnana. So we have Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya koshas. This forms the entire creation. And all these koshas are continuously changing. A change in one brings change in the other. They are pervading one another. And this not only at the individual level, but also at the cosmic level. Individual level, each one of us have these 5 bodies. Similarly, in the Samashti, that is the world, there are 5 fields of universe. That is the electromagnetic field of the physical world, then the bioplasmic field of the Pranamaya Kosha, then the astral field, the mind field, then we have the intellectual field of the information field, then finally the bliss field. All these fields in continual interaction. And that which is beyond is pure consciousness. And that is the whole understanding that our ancient merchant. So Brahman or Paramatman is what we all are. For example, you may have a small, wave. You may have a big wave in an ocean. You may have a tsunami wave, destruction. And we have the whole ocean. Everything is made out of water. Similarly, our Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya koshas are all different. They are all made out of pure consciousness. And what is its speciality? Infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. That is what we all are. Each soul is potentially divine, said Swami Vivekananda. And this is the thing that put forth. That is called Om. This Upanishad tells the name of that pure consciousness is Om. That's what the mantra says. Om is Iktaksham Brahm. Then we have the three aspects. One is Jagrat, the Swapna, and Sushupti. How to understand that? How to get into this entire thing? The Upanishad gives us the understanding. It says that we have the Jagrata Sthana, the Swapna Sthana, and the Sushupti Sthana. So, wakeful consciousness, then the dream consciousness, and the sleep consciousness. Now, we have come to mantra 5. That is the Sushupti. Yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamayate na kanchana swapnam pashyate tat sushuptam sushuptasthana eke bhuta pragnana ghana evanandamayo anandabhuktejo mukha prakna trutiya padaha. Said. Sushupti is deep sleep. It is not Jagrat, it is not wakeful consciousness. That means there is no desiring of the external object. So here we don't experience and therefore not desiring. When in deep sleep, you don't have the thoughts which are manifest. It is not Swapna. Then are you having the dream? No. You are not having dream state. Then it's called deep sleep, dreamless sleep, which we have to do. We may call it as sound sleep. Why sound sleep sometimes? So, here the Tripati has merged. The seer, seen, and the process of seeing has become one. This has become undifferentiated consciousness. The Pramata and Prameya are undifferentiated. Seer and the seen have become one. Sushuptasthana is Eki Bhuta. Eki Bhuta means what? Differentiation objects have vanished to undifferentiated mass. Merger is not vanishing, but going into the potential form. So don't think that in deep sleep or in samadhi you have reached the highest. The entire thing has gone into a frozen form. Just like water becoming the ice in a sense. Undifferentiated time. Therefore, it's called Eki Bhuta. It has become. That is a trifold process. Tripati has become one. That is Eki Bhuta. Pragnana Ghana. What is that Pragnana Ghana? Is the merger of cognitions into a single thing. All knowledge is there in the potential form. Potential and kinetic form. Potential means undifferentiated, avyakta, unmanifest. Then kinetic means it has come into action. So it is the vyakta or the manifest. So from the manifest form in Jagrat and Swapna, it has gone into the unmanifest form in the Sushupti. That's called the Pragnana Ghana. All knowledge is there in that. So Vyashti and Samashti. Vyashti is the individual, Samashti is the entire cosmic thing. Micro and the macrocosms. The cognitions of the micro and macro cognitions have become unmanifest. All cognitions, external and inner, as Nama and Rupa, have dissolved into its potential form. So that's Prajnana Ghana. So the water and the vapor have condensed themselves, become ice. Then the next part, it is Anandamaya. What is Anandamaya? It is fully saturated with the bliss. Individuality comes when we have Nama and Rupa, when we have differentiation. You are so and so, he is so and so, and so on. There are the differentiations make our individuality. That individuality has frozen. Objecta. The happiness in bliss field is very, very large, but it's still limited. Limitedness is the feature of all the Panchakosha. The happiness that you get in the Annamaya Kosha, then happiness that you get in Pranamaya Kosha is higher and higher and higher and higher. Bliss field, very, very, very large, but still it is limited. It is not infinite. That which is beyond the pure consciousness, that is Ananda Swarupa. That is permanent, that's infinite. So you have to understand the difference between Ananda Maya and Ananda Swarupa. The Sushupti, in the deep sleep and Samadhi, you have Ananda Maya. Wherever there is a differentiation, there is limitation and called samsara. In Sushupti and Samadhi, divisionless is common. Divisionless in Samadhi and sleep are not different. This state is temporary. So Ananda also is temporary and limited. When you go beyond space-time causation, beyond the Panchakosha, to pure consciousness, then it is infinite, it is permanent. That's called Turiya, fourth. So in Turiya, I am always Nirvikalpa, Ananda Swarupa. That's Ananda Swarupa. So two words are used, Anandamaya and Ananda Swarupa. That is the permanent thing. When mind is resolved, gone to its potential form, it is the experiencer through Karna Sharira. This Ananda Bhuk. What is Ananda Bhuk? You are having the experience of the Ananda. When I experience with the mind, I know I am experiencing. Now you eat a nice dish of your choice. You are very happy. You are understanding. Yes. The mind is a differentiated form. You know that it is there. But in Sushupti, you are not aware at the time of Sushupti. You do not know that you are enjoying. You don't know that you are blissful. But when you get up, had a very sound sleep, very nice sleep today. So you are very fresh. Sometimes you had a disturbed sleep. You did not get that. So registration is going on, but you are not experiencing during the Sushupti. That's the difference. Said. And it's prajna. One meaning is prakarshena agnaha prajnaha. Totally blissfully ignorant. Everything is hidden, but you don't have the pain at that time. So you think that you have overcome all pain. But you come back, again, you get the pain. People are suffering from pain. They say, go to the doctor, please give me a sleeping pill so that I can sleep. So you go to sleep. How long? Depending on the strength of the medicine. Cancer patients say, normal sleeping pill will not do for me. Give me morphine. You give the morphine. So you have anesthesia. Doctor knows it takes 3 hours to do the surgery. So he will give such dosage of anesthesia so that he becomes unconscious and go into this thing, and it will go on for 4 hours. During the 4 hours, even it is cut open, no pain felt. So in Sushupti, no pain which is there. That is, you are unaware of the pain which is there, and when you come back from this thing, all the pain comes back. That's why it's called agnaha, prakarshena agnaha prajnaha. The second meaning is, from Samashti viewpoint, Ishvara is all knowledge, prajna, is full of infinite knowledge, almost. So from Veshti, we have to go to Samashti through various samadhis and Sanyamas. That is the prajna. So the most important thing that we have to understand here is the happiness. All of you have heard of this happiness analysis. Have you understood? Happiness analysis has been told to you. Otherwise, I can get you other things. So we know there is a fundamental drive in all of us to get more and more happiness, more and more happiness. Sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti. We don't want to have pain, misery, tension, stresses. We want to be happy, happy, happy. So to move towards bliss and to overcome misery is built into our life because that's our original state. But we never analyze what is happiness. We assume and we went on accumulating objects of enjoyment because we thought the happiness in objects of enjoyment. So why did we do that? Because of our normal experience. Our normal experience, take a nice dish of your choice, maybe Shrikant, you are very happy. Take Gulab Jamun, you are very happy. Laddu, you are very happy. Somebody says, I don't like sweet, I want this. Happy. Therefore, what is there to understand? We think wrong. What is Sukha has to be addressed. Whether really happiness is in objects of enjoyment is the question that we have to do, the science. So a simple experiment will reveal the ignorance about our happiness. For example, you are from Bengal, you like Rasgulla, and you get your beautiful Rasgulla of your choice, you eat very, very, very happy. Then the second and the third. And he said, okay, enough. But she is very fond of you and he will say, two more you eat. Then what happens? Happiness starts reducing. By the time you are coming down, your other friend, very close friend, and I know you like Rasgulla, take another 3 more. To come almost to vomiting, law of diminishing returns. This so with all sense present. Therefore, can we say happiness is an object of enjoyment? And it varies from person to person. What you like, she doesn't like. What she likes, he doesn't like. Varies from person to person. Some people like sweet, some people don't like sweet. Some people like masala dosa, some people want pal paisam. And it varies from community to community. What people like in Tamil Nadu may not like in Maharashtra. What people like in Maharashtra, Gujarat, they may not like in Kerala and this thing. So it varies from person to person, community to community. What Italians like, Americans may not like. What Americans like, English may not like. Still we say, yes, happiness is an object of enjoyment. Therefore, you question, say it is not there. Then, without any object of enjoyment, you still become happy. Somebody comes and praises you. Oh, you are so wonderful, so beauty, so full of this thing, happiness because you got a first rank. In your thing. You are very, very happy. So, what does that mean? Happiness is not in objects of enjoyment. But still, we go on searching for happiness outside. We are so ignorant. There was a old lady, she was very poor. And she had a sari which got torn. So she was trying to stitch. Needle fell down. And she went on searching here, there, everywhere. She started searching, she was not getting. There's a young lad who was going in the street. He sees that old lady doing that. Very helpful man. Didi, Dadi, do you want any help? Shall I do? Yes, please. What? I've dropped the needle and I'm searching for it. He also started searching, he's not getting. Then he asked, hey, can you tell me where did you drop your needle? At least some place. Why? I dropped the needle in my hutment, but you are searching here in the street. What is the matter? What to do? I'm very poor. I don't have light in my hutment. And in the street, there is plenty of light. So this is what we are doing. Happiness is here, but you are searching for happiness here. So, Upanishad tell, please look inside and get it. Then what is that which you call as happiness? Is the next question. You're reading a very beautiful storybook or an interesting movie. You're full of absorbing concentration. Then can you say that happiness is absorbing concentration? if the question comes. Again, you have to make the test. What is the test? Longer and longer duration of concentration, more time, half an hour, 1 hour concentration, 2 hour concentration, 10 hour concentration, 24-hour concentration, whether happiness is going to increase. You have to test the law of diminishing returns. You all know that after doing some intellectual work, you need a cup of coffee or a tea or a drink or a drug. Again, law of diminishing returns. Then what next? You have to go very deep into the system to ask fundamental questions. Like Newton asked, why did the apple fall down? The connection may be cut, but apple might have become ripe. Why should it come down? Why not go up? Why does the apple do not go to the front or the back or the right or the left? Very brilliant question. This is what we have to do. So for that, you have to slow flow back. In the cricket match nowadays, we see, so the person comes and then bows and the wicket is out. So fast, 150 kilometers speed, the fast bowler. We did not know how this happened. And the slow playback, how the person is coming and swelling his body, and coming a beautiful swing coming up, and the person is trying to hit. It went and then knocked off the bail. You thoroughly enjoy. So similarly, you have to slow down this process if you want to understand the reality of what happiness is. Therefore, let us conduct the experiment. That imagine that people from Maharashtra have prepared a beautiful Srikhand. They are all sitting there and it's served. And then a long bhojan mantra starts. You are waiting. When I want to eat. You have to wait. That's the pratyahara I mentioned, included. So then you start taking, imagine that you take a video and slow video movement you do. What is going to happen? Taking the Srikhand, slowly putting into your mouth, into your tongue, and the Srikhand comes and touches the taste buds in your tongue. Then something mysterious happens. All your thoughts have vanished. Thoughts have obliterated. Comes for a very short time. Then, oh, so nice. You jump with joy, So what has happened? The mind has become silent. So that's an experience that you have, which we miss normally because it's so short. It's the experiment we have to do. So the Upanishad tells it is that silence which you call as happiness. Shanta sthiti. That is the sukha sthiti. That is the ananda sthiti. So in the ananda, the mind has merged. Triputi has vanished. The differentiations have frozen. That is the secret that you have to unravel. So when you want more and more happiness in life, this is what we have to do. Allow the mind to go to that silence. Go to that Triputi-less state. We have to go beyond the sense pleasures. So even when you have a sense pleasure, when you have Srikhand coming there, experience that state of silence, stay in that silence. And go deeper and deeper to the highest happiness, infinite happiness. So Anandamaya Kosha is a state of deep sleep. Modern science has named it as non-REM sleep. It's not a dream state. Rapid event moment is the dream state. It's the non-dream. So happiness, where it is manifested, happiness is in the brain. We have recognized certain regions in the brain which are responsible for the manifestation of happiness. They are hypothalamus, nucleus accumbens, and septum. These are the regions that you get that thing. And we can track the entire sleep by the instrument which you call as polysomnography. And the REM sleep and the non-REM sleep, you can track by the functional magnetic resonance imaging today, called fMRI. You can see which areas of the brain are more active. you can do the graph. You can see in the REM sleep there are so many other areas where it's going on. That the differentiations are going on. Tripudi is still there. Whereas in the deep sleep, hardly anything. And the normal sleep and the REM sleep, you can see much more distributed. It's an fMRI picture. Then Upanishad says, Chetomukha. Chetomukha is the platform on which the wakefulness comes and the dream comes. Chetomukha. For example, when you sleep, when you go to sleep in the night, you go into Sushupti. And slowly you wake up for a dream world. And from the dream vanishes and you go back to the Sushupti. Again in the morning, when you get up, from Sushupti you get up. So it is called Chetomukha. A dreamer has to go through the sleeper to come to the wakeful phase, like quantum jumps in physical world. So when you are going to sleep, there's a sudden jump from wakeful to the sleep. Suddenly you jump into that. From consciousness, wakeful consciousness to the sleep consciousness, you call. From the sleep consciousness, there's a sudden jump to the dream consciousness. So like that it goes on. Therefore it's called Chetomukha. So the waker has to go through the sleeper to dream and so on. So these are the stages of sleep. First, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. You can see this entire dimension put there. Has been understood. So in the polysomnography, you can measure what is happening to the brain activity. When we say that in the deep sleep, everything is in the potential forum, mind is in a potential forum, and it is not vanished. What is the proof? Here is the proof. Activities are going on in the brain. So you can see that when you are awake and active, the beta waves are all going there. And in the peak concentration, cognition, the gamma waves come much faster. When you are very relaxed and meditation, you have the alpha waves. And when you have deep sleep, the waves become very, very, very slow. They are called the delta waves. And in the healing and the super learning, you have got till the theta waves. These are all the different patterns of waves that come up in the brain, which have been recognized. So when you measure that, you know whether you're in the deep sleep, whether you're in the wakeful phase, whether in the dream state, everything can be measured. So these are the stages of sleep. Falling asleep, then deeper sleep than stage 1, still deeper, and the deepest is called the delta wave sleep. So these are all the stages. 1, 2, 3. From there you come to the REM, dream. Again you go back. So the brain waves, essentially, the gamma waves are 40 to 100 hertz. Beta waves 12 to 40 hertz. Hertz means cycles per second. Alpha waves 8 to 12 hertz, slower wave. Theta waves 4 to 8 hertz. Delta waves 1 to 4 hertz. Delta waves are the deep sleep. They're the best sleep that we have. If you sleep for 6 hours, maybe half an hour you will be in the delta wave sleep. That gives you the maximum benefit. Having said that, the Upanishad takes you the deeper dimensions of this sleep. Yesha sarveshwaraha, yesha sarvagnaha, yesha antaryami, yesha yonihi, sarvasya prabhavapyayo hidho bhutanam. Listen. That means he is the Lord of all. Sarva Ishvara. Ishvara means Lord. And Sarvagnaha, omniscient. Yeshaha Antaryami. He is the inner director of all. Yesha Yonihi. He is the source of all. It is the causal state called the Karana Sharira. This one is verily the place of origin and dissolution of beings. So, Anandamaya Kosha, Sushupti is the Anandamaya Kosha. Sarveshwaraha, Lord of all, total knowledge, both generalized and specific knowledge. Antaryami, indwelling, causal state for all creation. Nidra and all memory store come into this thing. Antaryami. What is that? Indwelling. Indwelling means Karana of the whole universe. No? So it's from the Anandamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, finally Annamaya Kosha comes. So this is called as the causal state of all creation and destruction. Ocean is another name for water. Water under certain condition, Nama Rupa, is called as with the Samashti Rupa. It's called ocean. When Nama and Rupa are potential, total Nama Rupa is called Ishvara. He is omnipotent. Individuals are there, the whole thing, the cosmic thing is called the Ishvara. Yesha Sarveshwara, Sarvasya Yoni is the causal state. In the causal state, there are two causes. One is called the Upadana Karana, another is called the Nimitta Karana. Upadana Karana is the material cause. So, what is the material cause of this entire physical world? Energy. What is the material cause of this entire creation? That the womb. That is the Upadana Karana, that is the material cause. What is this made out of? Molecules, made of atoms, and protons, neutrons, fundamental particles. That is the Upadana Karana, what it is made of. That is the material cause. Then we have the Nimitta Karana, that is the intelligent or the skillful cause. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya are features of the Upadana Karana. All waveforms arise, stay and vanish in the ocean. They all are water. Jagrata and Sapta Prapancha are karyams of the Upadana Karana of Vyashti. Karya Karana Vilakshana is Turiya, beyond time, absolute. That one. Upadana Karana is also in space and time. What about Nimitta Karana? It's the intelligent cause. What is the difference? A carpenter has to have the intelligent skill also to create a desk. You may know everything about the wood. What is this wood made of? Or the teak wood and the other types of woods you may have. But how to create a desk out of it? That's the intelligent cause. That is called the Nimitta Karana. That is the omniscient. Omnipotent is the skill. And Ishvara has both. In Anandamaya Kosha, Ishvara has both. He is material cause and also is the intelligent cause. He knows what is this made out of and how to create this world. That also is known. That is the intelligent cause. So, Sarvagnaha is all knowledge. I am that consciousness. They put on these dresses as name and form, as Vyashti and Samashti. But ultimately, a pure consciousness beyond, or the Turiya. So, when you go into that silence, or the Vyakta Sthiti, is it a single state? When you go into deep sleep, is it a single state? No, there are several states. When the Tripatinasha occurs, when the differentiations merge, that's called the Avyakta, unmanifest form. Take for example, these are all the pathological states. Coma. You got a big hit, you're gone unconscious. Coma. The serpents eat a big frog and stay in that hibernation for the whole winter. You have to undergo surgery, the doctors will give you anesthesia. You have become epileptic, suffering from petit mal and the grand mal, and you have terrible unconsciousness. You don't know where you are. You may be in a gutter. And you are drunk, alcoholic, unconscious. They're all avyakta. The mind is a state of undifferentiated consciousness. But they are not same. Deep sleep with everybody goes. Jada Samadhi, hypnotic trance, drug-induced silence, they are all different levels. But in the higher states, you have states of super consciousness called Samadhi. Deep sleep and then Samadhi. And many people think Samadhi is one. But then they very clear tell 8 types of Samadhi. Vitarka Vichara Ananda Smita Anugamahat Sampragnataha Tadanyaha Sampragnataha. And all these things are Sabhita Samadhi. 8 types of Samadhi have been put as this Sabhita Samadhi. Because they're all in the seed form. That's put there. So therefore, we have understood there are three states of our lives. One is the manifest, that is the Vyakta, Jagrat and Swapna. That is the A and the U. Then we have the unmanifest, that is the Avyakta, or Sushupti, that is the Ma. This represents the state of unmanifest, Ma. Patanjali classified them into two categories. One is the Nidra and the memory. Pramana, Vipare, Vikalpa are the manifest form. Nidra and Smriti are the unmanifest form, unvyakta form. Memory store is all samadhis. So, Pramana, Vipare, Vikalpa are the three states of manifestation, wakeful world and the deep sleep world. Nidra and Smriti are the abhyakta forms. So, this is it. Pramana, Vipare, Vikalpa are the manifest, right knowledge, wrong knowledge, and random thoughts. Nidra, sleep, Smriti is the memory store. So therefore, he clearly says, sleep is not vanishing of the thoughts. It is not chitta vritti nirodha state. It is a state of abhava pratyaya alambana vritti nidra. Nidra is featured by abhava pravritti. Abhava pratyaya, he says. So this is what we found in the Parisomnakam. Nidra, the deep sleep, is also a vritti, not absence of a vritti. This we have to understand clearly. Many people have confusion. Deep sleep, mind has vanished. No, mind has not vanished. It's all in the seed form. Say abhava pratyaya. But you have to go beyond the sleep to do that. That is Shruti. So what is that which is beyond the sleep? Anubhuta Vishaya Asampramosha Smriti. Smriti, entire memory store it talks about. Smriti, the memory store. So all our samskaras or our memories are stored in our manomaya pods as prarabdha karma and sanchita karma. So each of these are characterized by our tamas, rajas and sattva. So we have to go beyond the gunas. That's called the shuddha sattva. Going there. So how to do that? Dhyana. Dhyana, continuously done for a long time, takes you to the samadhi. Samadhi is a jump. Tripati, nasha occurs in samadhi. Jumping from one layer of consciousness to the higher level of consciousness. Even in the physical world, we have a similar jump. It's called the quantum jump of electron. Electron is swelling in one orbit. You give certain energy, it jumps to the next orbit. It's called the quantum jump. Same thing happened in the consciousness. So what is the result of samadhi? Tremendous amount of bliss. You feel so very happy, unparalleled bliss. There is an expansion of the mind, expansion of consciousness. You feel the whole body very light. Some people even may start moving up. Levitation may occur. Then knowledge, very deep perception starts. Extrasensory perception can take place. Newer and newer knowledge can emerge. And power, greater creativity will come. Greater power can come. That is the unparalleled bliss of samadhi. So, Patanjali talks about the different types of samadhi. Vitarka, vichara, ananda, asmita, anugabhat, sampragnataha, tadanniha, sampragnata. So, 8 types of samadhi have been identified. Vitarkanugata sampragnata, vitarkanugata asampragnata. Vicharanugata sampragnata, vicharanugata asampragnata. Anandanugata sampragnata, anandanugata asampragnata. Finally, asmitanugata sampragnata, asmitanugata asampragnata. Virama pratya abhyasa purvaha samskaraha anyaha. That is the asampragnata. That is the dimension. These are the 8 samadhis. So as you move to higher and higher samadhis, it brings you greater and greater bliss, greater and greater powers, greater and greater purification of the samskaras, and more equanimity. That's what is going to happen as you go. So understanding the brain activity, EEG, fMRI, and polysomnography research gives you a higher dimension. So modern science has understood this sleep and samadhis to greater and greater extent. The gamma waves are the fastest waves. The mind is very fast. Faster mind, quicker mind, brain, faster mind. That's the gamma waves, 40 to 100 hertz per second. Then beta waves, little less than, from 12 to 40 hertz. These are known as the high frequency, low amplitude brain waves that are commonly observed while we are awake. Then we have the alpha waves, 8 to 12 hertz. This is when the mind is calm, quiet, meditation, the time mentioned. Then alpha brain waves, what do they do? Most people associate alpha brain waves with calmness and relaxing with our eyes closed. In meditation, alpha waves are found. Then we have the theta waves. Theta brain waves are considered brain waves that oscillate between frequencies of 4 to 8 hertz. This brainwave rhythm may be dominant among children, individuals, people, overpowering when individuals are unable to focus. Can happen in the deep sleep also, it can. 1 to 4 hertz delta waves is the type of high amplitude brain wave found in humans in deep sleep. These are all the waves that we have. This is the picture you can see. The gamma waves, the beta waves, the alpha waves, theta waves, delta waves. These are all the waves. What you see generally, your frequency is coming down, calming down of the mind, slowing down of the mind is taking place. Cycles, that is number of cycles per second is reducing. The calmness is coming. The deep sleep, delta. That's what we found there. So, delta, theta, alpha, beta, all these things we see. Then the 4 stages of sleep are called non-rapid eye movement sleep, non-REM sleep. You see. Then there are all the details of the different waves, beta waves, theta waves, and other things. Then what about the brain waves of samadhi? When you go to samadhi, what happens to the thing? Between gamma and lambda brainwave states exist a higher level gamma state, hypergamma. Hypergamma brain waves exist within the highest range of gamma around the 100 Hz. One is high-end samadhi. That's called sampragnat samadhi, high-end thing, in which your thing goes even beyond the gamma, but high-end. Brain waves of samadhi. Lambda state creates synchronization of the left and the right brain hemispheres. This state is sometimes experienced at the aha state. Ah, wonderful. That type of thing happens in samadhi. Lambda waves are very high frequency brain waves associated with wholeness and integration. They are also associated with mystical and out of body experience. The frequency 100 to 200 hertz, lambda waves. So these are the lambda waves that have been recorded in some of the sampragnat. They are the sampragnat samadhi, lambda waves. Lambda waves very high frequency waves. These are rarely found in most people, but they are present in the minds of Tibetan monks who sit for hours and hours and hours meditating. That people have found. Then you come to the other end. Epsilon waves are very, very low frequency brain waves. That's the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Low frequency brain waves associated with wholeness and integration. They are also associated with mystical and out of body experience. What is the frequency? 5 hertz down to 0 hertz. Delta waves up to 4 hertz. This comes down. Less than 4 waves is the epsilon waves. The epsilon state of consciousness is a very low frequency brainwave. Most EEGs cannot measure that. They cannot measure less than 0.5 hertz. So this is the state yogis go into when they achieve suspended animation. In this state, Western medical doctors will no longer perceive a heartbeat, respiration, or pulse. Epsilon state, like lambda state, also shows synchronizing of the left and the right brain hemispheres. Whether you go to the highest level or to the lowest level, brain will synchronize. This is the one samadhi, this is another samadhi. It's called the savichara, sampragnat samadhi. It's called the asampragnat samadhi. So samadhi, the two types. So we have the gamma waves, beta, alpha, theta, delta, and infralow. That is the epsilon waves. This is an epsilon wave, you can see. Epsilon wave marked here with the arrows. That's called the epsilon wave. So these are the waves we get. Very, very, very low waves. You can see that. So what you see in the fMRI studies have been found. Small areas, in particular areas, you get this thing in very deep meditators. So Patani says Sayama. How to move from one level to another samadhi? By Sayama. That's called as intuition. The word intuition comes from the word verb intu, translated as consider. Samyama intuition. Intuition is the ability to acquire knowledge without recourse to conscious reasoning. So summary of brain waves. Lambda waves and epsilon waves are the ones that talk about the samadhis dimension. So with that, we'll close today's satsang, and we'll take up mantra 7. That is the word beyond the three states. Nanta pragnam na bahij pragnam, no bhayata pragnam na pragnana ghanam, na pragnam na pragnam. Is the one that we are going to take up. That is the fourth of the Turiya state that goes beyond. In the next class, we'll take up that. With that, we'll close today's session. And if you have any questions, you can take up the questions, and you can put it on the chat box for the questions. Or we close. If you have any questions also, you can ask related to what we did. Swapna, Sushupti, and the Samadhi. Yes. Come near. Cannot hear me. Come near. Everybody can hear there also.
Not related to Swapna, Sushupti, but have you experienced the five bodies or the questions? And if you have, would you let us know how it feels?
All of us experience Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Right? Everybody. But Samadhi is also experienced by every one of us very small time. Because when you enjoy your beautiful eatable, your rasgulla, these things, the mind goes into a state of Samadhi for a very short time, a microsecond, a millisecond. So everybody has the experience of Samadhi also. You have the experience of Sushupti, experience of Samadhi. But we don't have control on Sushupti. If you want to sleep, deep sleep for 1 hour, you cannot. You want to sleep only for 10 minutes, you cannot. Similarly, you cannot sleep for 10 hours or 20 hours together. Isn't it? We don't have control on the duration of the Sushupti. Similarly, we don't have experience to stay longer in the Samadhi. Great masters, like say Napoleon, he was able to sleep only for 3 minutes. He was in the warfield, he was going there, and he finds he had time for 4 minutes not to do any action. He will go to deep sleep for only 3 minutes, and then he come back. Similarly, I know one of the persons, who is a doctor, he's from Iran. He has that capacity to sleep any number of hours. One day he slept, and his parents said, lock properly, because you may sleep very deep. Therefore, lock the door. We are going to Kashi and come back. And they went. And he got knock on this thing. Why they are opening? And he opened the door, and the parents have come back from Kashi. How many days it had taken? 14 days. He slept for 14 days. He had that capacity. He will continuously work night duties. He was a doctor. For 4 days, he was continuously working. And then he will sleep for 3 days. Some special capacities. So, capacities to get into this Samadhi, all these things had to be cultivated. And yoga gives that capacity. How to get into that Samadhi to longer duration. For that, you have to do practice. What is the practice? Dhyana. Dhyana takes you to that Samadhi. How long to that? Again, you have to continue dhyana. It is said if you are able to stay in that dhyana for 3 hours continuously, you get a glimpse of Samadhi. And once you purify yourself, tamas, rajas and sattva, then you can stay for Samadhi longer duration. That's the whole purpose. Purification of our entire gunas is very necessary. That's the point. Okay? Thank you. Here we have one question. How can we use the knowledge of Sushupti and the scientific research to benefit our practice. Does everyone go into Sushupti in different times of night? And if one finds out that time, practicing meditation during that time, will it bring more benefits for a practitioner? Yes, everybody have our sleeping time, but the best will be when it is in the natural biorhythm of the body. That means when the sun sets, after that in the night, and before the sunrise, you get up. That is the best time because that's in tune with nature. To be in tune with nature will be the best because it's tuned with the biorhythm of the body. Therefore, that is the best time. But because of our occupations, you have got night duty, and you are working for here on IT and working things about America. So many things like this. Then you have to sleep during the day. You wake up during the night and sleep during the day. So therefore, it varies from person to person, and it is left to you. But you must see that you go into the deep sleep, whether it's in the day or in the night. If you are unable to do that, you have got alternatives. That is cyclic meditation, which gives you more rest than good sleep. If you sleep for 6 hours, the amount of rest that you get is about 9%. But if you have cyclic meditation for 35 minutes, you get 32% rest. So large number of such people who have problems of sleep because of night duties and other ITs and other things, we have recommended cyclic meditation to be done. When they come home, if you are feeling sleepy, they will sleep. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, they get up. Then still they are feeling very weak and then insufficient sleep. We ask them to do cyclic meditation and they get completely fresh. So, if the sleep doesn't give you enough rest, then you can give rest by alternate ways of doing these things. Meditation during that time, will it bring more benefits for a practitioner? Yes, particularly when people do not get sleep. Many of the insomniac, we tell them when you are not get sleep, don't get worried that you are not getting sleep. So sit there and meditate. Go do cyclic meditation if you can. Or just lie down in Shavasana and do this thing. And insomnia is solved. The main problem in insomnia is that when you don't get sleep, you get worried. I'm not getting sleep, I'm not getting sleep, I'm not getting sleep. That worry makes you have the problem. But if you stop that worry, lie down, you think it's a wonderful opportunity for me to do the yoga practice. I can do pranayama, I can do shavasana, I can do asana, I can do cyclic meditation, all that. It's a wonderful time. We teach them and the problem goes away. And they will get much more rest than what they can get by simple deep sleep. Deep sleep, 9% rest. Even if you do some deep relaxation technique, DRT Shavasana, you'll get 9%. So you don't have to worry about that. You just lie down in Shavasana, put on your cassette and do. Thousands of people have been doing this thing. But if you are getting sleepy and if you try to meditate, instead of meditation, you may go to sleep. Nothing wrong. You can do that also. But meditation during that period could be effective or not depending on whether you are awake or not in the deep sleep, the meditation. Please share steps for focused meditation. Anupama, asking. Focused meditation is called as dharana. In dharana, the mind is focused on a single thought. So, the example for that to develop the dharana type meditation, focused meditation, is trataka. Trataka is the kriya, as you know. You keep a candle flame, start staring at it. maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. When the eyes close automatically or water comes, close your eyes and do the palming. When you do the palming, you must keep the candle flame in the mind. But when you close your eyes, the candle flame, the picture of the candle flame remains in the eyes for a few seconds, about 5 to 6 seconds. This is not dharana, this is not focused meditation. This is called persistence of the vision. It's a physiological phenomenon. For example, you are in a room where you have put on the tube light or tube, very bright light. When you put off the light for a few more seconds, the eyes will still feel the light. This is called persistence of the vision, a physiological phenomenon. That's not meditation. Once that goes away, then you must remember from your memory the picture of the candle flame and stay in that. That's called dharana. So keep that flame as long as you can. If you can keep it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you stay there. That's called the focused meditation. It can be in any object. It need not be a candle flame. It can be on Swami Vivekananda. It can be on Om. It can be Ganapati. Any Ishtadevata that you take. If you take an Ishtadevata, you take the picture of that Ishtadevata or the Murti, look at it intensely. Close your eyes and retain that picture. And this is called the focused meditation. So, in the Vipassana, also it's sort of focused meditation in which you feel attention to the breath, going in and coming out. Anapana meditation is called. Patriji made it very, very popular. Went on observing the breathing and see that you have this thing. This also focused attention. So focused attention is dharana oriented. So in the Brahma Kumari meditation also to some extent it comes up. That's the thing about that. Then why can't I concentrate while meditating? Concentration is the first step. Before concentration, the mind is random, chanchalata. The mind is jumping from one thought to another thought. This is called the random mind or the chanchala state of mind. What is called as the vikalpa. So we want to overcome this randomness of the mind and fix the mind on a single subject. Now you are hearing me about Mandukya Upanishad question and answers. Your mind is concentrating on a single subject. This is what we do in concentration. This is called ekagrata. From there you have to go to the next step. From the single subject in which you have multiple thoughts, you go into a single thought called a dharana. In randomness to ekagrata, you come from multiple subjects to a single subject. From ekagrata to dharana, you come from multiple thoughts to a single thought. In dharana, what we call as focusing, your mind is in a single thought. When you are feeling the breath, you are aware of the only breath. When you have the picture of Ganapati, you have only the picture of Ganapati, nothing else. If you start thinking about Ganapati, Ganapati is Vigna Vinashka, Siddhi Vinayaka, and he is great, he will be helpful, all these things, if you start thinking, then it becomes not the focused meditation, but it's a concentration meditation. Ekagrata dhyana, not dharana dhyana. So you have to understand the differentiation between chanchalata, ekagrata, dharana. In dharana, you cannot do for a long time because it's very strenuous. Therefore, you have to move from dharana to dhyana. In dhyana also you have a single thought, but there is effortlessness. Effortless dharana is dhyana. So you must be able to stay in that for longer and longer duration when you make it effortless. If on the other hand you do dharana, focused meditation, even up 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you start getting headache here. I know many of the people have come and complained to me, sir, I start doing meditation, I start getting headache here. Here, you are not doing meditation, you are doing dharana. You are doing focused meditation and not the expanded meditation, not dhyana. You are doing dharana but not dhyana. That is the point that has been put forth. Then, could you explain about defocusing at the third stage in Tradaka? Yeah. Defocusing is the process of expansion. Between dharana and dhyana, this is the main thing. In dharana, there is a focusing, that the mind is getting focused on a single thought. In dhyana, you are expanding. The mind is expanding. How to do that? Is imagine an object that you have, make it bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. Oh, think you may. Make it infinite. This is one way of expansion of doing this. That's called defocusing. What characterizes dhyana is this process of defocusing. And the defocusing causes feeling of expansion. Single thought, effortlessness, wakefulness, expansiveness, and blissfulness are the features of dhyana. And defocusing is that thing. Similarly, when you do the Trataka after that, you put the palming on the eyes and feel the particular flame becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Expanded, it can do. This do the defocusing. So, in the Trataka, you can do like this, no? You can expand. Go on watching the tips of the finger and go on expanding. You must see both the things together. When you stop seeing, you stay there. Otherwise, you take as much as you can, depending on this. If you are able to do up to here, continue. Just slowly increasing. Breadth of vision will increase. This is the process of defocusing. Then come back. This is focusing, this is defocusing. Some people can do up to here, but some people can do up to here. Some people cannot do anything about it. If you do more than that, you cannot see. You must see both the tips of the finger. This is the process of defocusing that is done. Okay, with that we will close today's session. Thank you very much. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramanah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all.
Thank you, Guruji.